Hello everyone, I am back with another holiday tutorial. This one's gold, as you can see. I showed you lots and lots of steps. You don't have to do this crazy, you don't have to do this shape. I just had lots of fun with this look and I'm super feeling it. So I'm gonna go take selfies now. I will see you in the next video. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. I love you guys so much. Thank you all for watching. And fuck, happy new year, guys. 2018 has been a little crazy. It's been a wild year. Anyway, on that note, I love you guys and I will see you in the next one. Okay everyone, starting off by priming the eyelids with your primer of choice. Today mine is Tarte Shape Tape and I blended it out with a Sigma E60 large shader brush. Next I'm going in directly with these bright shades here, and I promise this will look like that eye. I'm taking the color Access on a Morphe M433 and I'm beginning by blending this on the outer half of my lid and lifting it up and out towards the very outer half of my brow to create a lifted effect. I blend in circular motions and slowly blend upwards as the product diminishes from the brush. And I'm also blending it into my entire crease, so all the shadows I put down later will look seamless. Then dipping into the shade Agent with the same brush and in the same area, but I'm not blending it up as high. And then I'm bringing this slightly into my crease as well to start creating some depth. So now I'm using the shade Polka Dot from the Gemini palette, and for this I switched to a Morphe M514, a smaller, less dense, fluffy brush than the 433. As you can maybe tell the pattern, I start off with my lighter transition shades and work my way through to the darker shades. For the main portion of my lid, I used the shade Coin, and I sprayed it with some setting spray first to make sure it lit brighter than a Christmas tree. And I covered the inner half and inner corner of my lid with this shade. I brought it a little higher than my actual lid, and then I blended out the edges with a Sigma E55. For the outer half of my lid, I packed on the shade Classified and blended everything out with the same fluffy brush. For the dimension here on the side of my nose / underneath my brow, inside of my eye area, I'm using the browns from the Gemini palette and I'm slowly building it to create the shadow that I want for my face. And I'm using a soft bullet shaped brush to keep it more precise in this area. And add more of the lid shade if you feel like you lost some, then blend again to make sure you're punching out all those harsh lines. Now for my winged liner, I'll walk you through it a little bit. When I draw the line out from my outer corner, I draw it towards the very end of my brow. I start at the middle of my lid and I made my line very thick so I could add the glitter to the middle afterwards. And then for this, I set the liner with the shade Bonnie from the Gemini palette, and it is so pretty over this liner. It's so dark. It's the most perfect black shadow that I have found so far, at least. So you can totally stop here, add some lashes, you're good to go. I was feeling super cute, but I'm gonna keep going. So to prep the glitter to stick / adhere, I used the Galactic Gel from Lunatics, and then I used the Lunatics Superstar Stacks in Las Vegas, and I used the gold chunky glitter with stars in them. And then I made sure to keep the black liner surrounding it. And to fill in the gaps of the chunky gold glitter, I used the NYX Gold Glitter. For the lashes, I'm using the style Genie by Lash Dreams. And for the shadows on the bottom lash line, I'm using Smooth Criminal and Prowl, starting with the darker brown called Prowl on a NYX number 35 brush to first apply it, and then I used a small dense brush from e.l.f. to blend out that shade with Smooth Criminal. I also blew out the lash line with some of the yellow and orange from this palette that we used in the very beginning as transition shades. I then lined my waterline pretty heavily. I used a Morphe M432 and the same liner as the top, which was the Maybelline Gel Liner in Black is Black. And I also set the bottom with the same black shadow that I set the top liner with. I always do some finishing blends at the end, but with this look, since I blended it into my brow, I also fixed my brows and made sure they were defined behind the shadow. For my lips, I wanted a really subtle nude, but still poppin', you know? So for this, I used the L'Oreal Infallible Lay, you know, the chocolate one, in Sweet Tooth. Added some of this nudie brown from the MAC Necessary Nudes palette and topped it off with the Marc Jacobs gloss in Sugar Sugar Enamored. And to add a little more dimension to the gloss layer, I used Anastasia's gloss in Sepia on the outer corners. And that's it, you guys. I love you so, so, so much. Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. I will see you in the next one.